What up, fam ski? This is New Bedford's friendly neighborhood resident Portuguese thick boy Eric Leamy here, coming at you with yet another video episode from my secondary YouTube channel vlog, in which I present to all of you my sentimental thoughts come from my heart and my soul, and my mental oddball shenanigans come from my mind and brain. This is EML77 TV, episode 932. I'm continuing transferring my EML77 TV videos into this. This has a 5 TB full of storage, and it's really, really cool, and I'm so glad that I have this, and all my YouTube videos that I did for YouTube will be in this bad boy. So, and I got pictures galore and all that good stuff. So, what's today, everyone? Today is October the 20th, 2020, so 10/20/20, and 2:54 p.m., and so we're going to talk about the Raw season premiere from last night. It kicked off with Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, standing in the middle of the ring. As The Fiend enters the ring, Alexa Bliss says he's here. So like a little poltergeist moment, and she says let him in, and then The Fiend heads to the ring and stays in the ring holding Alexa Bliss's hand. They're both standing stoic, and their Retribution, I got to give Vaughn Baskin a lot of credit for this, and I will tell you why, and I do apologize for him. Vaughn Baskin has the tendency to go, he's one of my loyal viewers on here, he has the tendency to go a little bit crazy with the storylines, and goes off tangent. But this particular storyline with Retribution, he seems to be right on the money for it, so I do apologize to him, and I owe him an apology for that, but I'm going to give him credit for it. He said that The Fiend may end up dealing with Retribution. So anyways, Retribution all around the ring, including with their new leader Mustafa Ali, T-Bar, Mace, Reckoning, and Slapjack, they all surrounded the ring, and everybody, and then Mustafa Ali is meant to go say, get him! Lights went out again, get him, where is he? Where'd he go? Lights went back on, Fiend and Alexa Bliss disappeared. Then the Hurt Business came out. They had a brawl. 8-man tag team match that happened. And both teams went back and forth, but the Hurt Business, and while the Hurt Business Retribution were outside the ring, the Fiend appeared on the Titan trunk, sticking his tongue out. Why? I don't know. But then back in the ring, the Hurt Business did pick up the victory via submission when Bobby Lashley slapped on the Hurt Lock. His variation of Full Nelson, and T-Bar tapped out. So, while that's going on, after the matchup, Mustafa Ali's trying to figure out what happened. All of a sudden, the lights went out again. The lights went back on. In red, there was the Fiend standing next to Mustafa Ali, and then Slapjack and Mace kind of looked at each other like, "What the heck?" And all of a sudden, the Fiend ends up knocking down Mustafa Ali, hits Slapjack with Sister Abigail, slams Mace to a table, but then hits Mace with the Sister Abigail, and then also Mustafa Ali trying to get to the ring, and then the Fiend caught him and almost attempted the Sister Abigail or Mandible Claw. T-Bar saved him with a boot to the face, but the Fiend grabbed T-Bar and went to go hit him with the Mandible Claw, and then all of a sudden, here comes another Sister Abigail. He took out the entire team of Retribution. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be crazy. A lot of people complaining that Retribution is getting buried right away. But more on Retribution, because Mustafa Ali tweeted that I have something to say about what's been going on. So, AJ Styles comes out for his match against Matt Riddle, and he comes out with Jordan Omegobin. The big 7'6" dude that we see in Raw Underground, I think he's now AJ Styles' new bodyguard. Shawn Michaels and Diesel vibes, 1993, anyone? Come on now. So anyways, so Matt Riddle comes out. The two went at it, heck of a spirited matchup until Matt Riddle saw Jordan Omegobin, Big Jordan, and all of a sudden, Matt Riddle was thrown off by that. AJ Styles hits him with Styles Clash picks of the victory. So, that was huge. And then, Charlie Caruso interviewed Drew McIntyre and said, I'll confront you when you make your little speech tonight. The women's title was on the line. Asuka went one-on-one with the Women's Battle Royal winner, Lana. Asuka did win the matchup. Lana held her own in the matchup, but unfortunately, in the end, Asuka got on the Asuka lock, and Lana tapped out. And then Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, the women's tag team champions, arrived and beat up on Shayna Baszler beat up on Asuka, and then Lana again went to an announcer's table by Nia Jax with the Samoan drop. And then the two ladies ran their mouths in the rings and issued an open challenge. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke came out. Then Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce, which could be a crazy, unique team, came out. And then the Riot Squad came out, a prompt fatal four-way matchup. The women's tag titles were not on the line, but in the end, the women's tag team champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler did end up winning the matchup. Elias had his concert, and he's got his own, I think it's called The Ultimate Truth. That comes out next Monday. But one of the songs he did called Amen. Really, I'm like, and I'm listening to the beat, and I'm like, oh yeah, I think, it's like a little rocky, bluesy type, so I kind of like it. And then, after it was all done, they wanted an encore. Elias says, okay, I'll do another song for you. And then he goes, brother, give me my guitar, and all of a sudden you hear, a little guitar, hey, big shot, all of a sudden, the hooded figure turned around. Well, I thought it was a member of Retribution. I thought Retribution was going to wreck the whole thing. It was Jeff Hardy. Took a swing up and said, I didn't run over you with a car, man. He was, I thought, we forget. I think a lot of people have forgotten that Jeff Hardy was a musician, man. He had his own theme song. You know what I mean? So, and then Miz and Morrison. I've had enough with the Miz. I can't stand that love child of Fire Marshal Bill and Mr. Ed, the Miz, okay? All he wants to do is that, Otis is on SmackDown. He still wants to, he's still whining and crying about the freaking Money in the Bank. You're on Raw, Miz. Otis is on SmackDown. Dude, get over it. Oh my gosh. I'm still going to win my court case now. Yeah, cause, you got pull on you at the USA Network. Yeah, you got pull, alright. Yeah, I want to pull your ear out and then punch you in the face. My goodness. I can't stand the Miz, man. It's like I want to slap him upside the head and say, you just made the list. I can't stand that love child for how much, but he's still harping on Otis holding his Money in the Bank. When I had the Money in the Bank, shut up, Miz. Shut up, Miz. Man, it's like a Run DMC song. You talk too much, and boy, you never shut up, Miz. I can't stand it. I respect Morrison more than I do Miz. Oh my gosh, I can't stand the Miz. I can't. I'm awesome. Yeah. Your show Miz and Mrs. is funny. I hope you get hit in the nuts again with trying to find the sex of your second child or third child, whatever. God, was the funniest thing in the world when I saw that. That was hilarious. and I hope Marjo and George embarrass you a little bit more, Miz. Marjo was hilarious in that. Anyways, I gotta admit, I do watch Miz and Mrs. That's pretty funny. Anyways, I'm like, oh my gosh, Miz, when are you gonna? When it comes to Otis, he aggravates me. I decided to have Tucker drafted to Raw. Mandy Rose traded to Raw. The Otis has no friends. I would have done if I was a Money in the Bank briefcase and Mrs. complained about it. I'd whack him in the head with the Money in the briefcase and tell him to shut up. You want to fight? Forget all this. You want to fight me for the briefcase? Get me to a matchup, Jeebus. So, anyways, Tucker was upset about this. He said, "You can go find yourself a partner if you can." So Tucker goes, I'll get myself a partner. And they both laugh at him. More on that. Alright, Kofi Kingston one-on-one with Sheamus. And the ThunderDome is pretty interesting. You see fans virtually. Ric Flair was on last week. Jeff Jarrett was on the ThunderDome thing. Now, this year it was Big E, Booker T, and Mark Henry. They're all watching Big E. And Big E's trying to cheer on his boys, the New Day. It's still a New Day. And all of a sudden you hear Sheamus saying the New Day's dead and all that. No. It's just a hiatus. It's not. And I like that. If the New Day's still around, it's that they're covering Raw and SmackDown. Big E's going to do his thing for the New Day on SmackDown, and Woods and Kofi Kingston are going. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are doing their thing on Raw. And well-fought matchup between Sheamus and Kofi Kingston went back and forth, but Kofi won with the Trouble in Paradise. Excellent matchup. Excellent matchup. Well, I said that Retribution is not done yet, and I read in a tweet that Mustafa Ali had to say something, and then he says, "Listen, we're sick of it. The reason why we're here was I can cause chaos with a push of a button." And he looks around and goes, and I said, "Uh-oh. I think I know what he's going to talk about." He goes, "You want to know who the SmackDown hacker was earlier this year? Yeah, that was me." That's what Mustafa Ali said. So Mustafa Ali was revealed as SmackDown hacker Vaughn Baskin. He's probably the craziest conspiracy theorist ever for the WWE. I think we should, if anybody has like a conspiracy theory section, Vaughn Baskin would be like a host of it. Because Vaughn Baskin, I apologize, but I'll tell you what, Vaughn, you were right on the money once again. We all had a feeling that Mustafa Ali was going to be the SmackDown hacker, but we didn't know he was going to be the leader of Retribution, But at the time, and Vaughn Baskin was onto something, saying that, the leader of Retribution could be the SmackDown hacker. Well, I don't believe that. So it must be a separate thing. Boom, ties it all in. Makes sense. Wow. I'll tell you one thing right now. It is crazy. Crazy. All right. It's crazy. All right. Alrighty then. Here we go. Miz and Morrison decided to, so they had their tag team matchup against Tucker and a partner choice, and he says, "I scoured across the globe, and I found someone, his name's Gran Gordo." It's Otis Otis is hilarious. I like Otis. That's a good idea. Have Otis be on SmackDown and have Gran Gordo on Raw, if Mick Foley can pull it off, why not Otis, right? So Gran Gordo, and they had their matchup against Miz and Morrison, which Tucker and Gran Gordo, a.k.a. Otis, picked up the victory over Miz and Morrison. Miz is like, "You gotta be kidding me," right? So, anyways, the Titus, and then after the Hurt Business celebrating their victory over Retribution, though, Titus O'Neil offered to join Hurt Business. So they talk about it and say, "You know what? Yeah, you know what?" And I figured, Titus O'Neil's positive influence on the Hurt Business can really benefit. They can really benefit from Titus O'Neil. And so they say, "Yeah, we're in business." And then all of a sudden, the Hurt Business jumps him. I'm like, oh gosh, the Hurt Business would have been stupid. They should have added Titus O'Neil. That would have helped his career. I'm telling you. Titus O'Neil is upstanding, despite the fact he blocked me on Twitter. He's an upstanding guy, great citizen, a man of the community. That would have helped the Hurt Business's reputation. But no, they want to beat the poor guy up. Come on, MVP Lashley. Titus O'Neil would have been an excellent addition to the Hurt Business, but some are going to say, "Nope, we don't want you." Meanwhile, during that tag team match with Miz and Morrison and Tucker and Gran Gordo, R-Truth was getting chased by Gulak and Tozawa and the Lucha House Party, Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado, as they were trying to go for the 24/7 title. It's so funny. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh, I love R-Truth. All right, and then after the matchup was over, the New Day celebrated with Mandy Rose, Gran Gordo, and Tucker. That was pretty good. And they all do the hip swivel dance, and they're all having a good time. And then the Firefly Funhouse, where Bray Wyatt talked about leaving his friends on Raw, on SmackDown, and making new friends on Raw. And then they did a replay of what happened what he did as the Fiend. And then the puppets are like, Abby the Witch was crabby, and the other puppets were really excited about at the beginning. Then Ramblin' Rabbit ran his mouth, and then he got eaten up by Mercy the Buzzard again. Talking about new beginnings. And then there was a knock at the door. Alexa Bliss joined and said, "The fun is just about started." And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Then there was the matchup between Braun Strowman and Keith Lee. People wanted to see this matchup for a long time. These boys went at it. These big hosses, they went at it. And then all of a sudden, while I think Keith Lee was prepared to get him to throw Strowman up for the Spirit Bomb, but Strowman hit him in the nuts with his head. headbutt low blow, and made sure the referee did not see it. Sounded like what Roman Reigns kind of did with Jey Uso. And then Strowman did pick up the victory, but then Keith Lee decided to hit a low blow and said, "You don't do that to me. You disrespecting me. Now you're going to pay for it." And I was like, "Ooh, Lord, it's going to be a lot of fun." And then Orton had a promo in Hell in a Cell that he says he's going to do whatever it takes to become WWE champion again. Drew McIntyre interrupted. In fact, Orton locked himself in. And then Drew McIntyre tried to go in. He's trying to find a way, but then all of a sudden, he says, "You can't get in." Randy was like, "Yeah, you can't get in. I dare you." And then Drew McIntyre walked on over to the barricade, reached on over. Bolt cutters! Yep. And he said, "End of the ring," and then that's where it all ended there. So that is my Raw ThunderDome season premiere recap. And as you know, there is NXT tomorrow night, and the main event in that matchup, the tag team titles, NXT tag team titles are on the line, as Breezango, the team of Tyler Breeze and Fandango, to defend the titles against the Undisputed Era's Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish. And meanwhile, Breezango was, goofing around in William Regal's offers. And Dexter Lumis must have helped him out somehow. A nice friend. So, as you know, Halloween Havoc is in 2 weeks. A week from in 2 weeks. The Wednesday before Halloween. 3 matches happening, 2 women's matches. Rhea Ripley goes one-on-one with Raquel Gonzalez. That's going to be a heck of a matchup. Io Shirai to defend the women's title against Candice LeRae with a spin the wheel match. That means whatever the wheel lands on, that's the stipulation. As Damian Priest will defend the North American title again against Johnny Gargano in a spin of the wheel matchup. So I would not be surprised if Indy Hartwell plays a key role in that matchup, and I'm sure I want to see Io hold on to the championship. So that is what the matchup will be next week. That match tomorrow night, Breezango, Undisputed Era NXT tag titles on the line. Who walks out the victors? We will find out for sure. So, again, Vaughn Baskin, I do apologize for the whole Fiend Retribution thing. You see to me, now you could have said when the draft happens, the Fiend and Retribution, maybe, I can understand that. So, but I'll tell you one thing right now, once again, I gotta give Vaughn Baskin a lot of credit for that one. Smart move on your part. And we all know, we had a weird, when Mustafa Ali came out and he started saying all this stuff, it's gotta tie in. But I didn't believe it. I want to make sure. I always tell Vaughn, stick with the current storylines and see what happens. And, don't go off on a tangent until we know for sure what's going to happen. Because remember, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Not a lot of traveling is allowed to go on. So it is very difficult, to say the least. So, we'll see what happens on that point. So, it'll be very interesting to see now what's going to happen on NXT. We'll find out tomorrow night. So, I'm sure the Garganos, Io Shirai, and Damian Priest are planning a little Halloween Havoc on their own. So, we shall see. As you know, this coming Friday night, SmackDown will be on FS1. I forget. I think it's 260. So, I'll still be able to watch SmackDown because the World Series will be going on. I think the World Series starts tonight. Tampa Bay Rays, the American League champs, versus the LA Dodgers, the National League champs. And a lot of people say, "Oh, this is the asterisk and all that one." I feel the asterisk is an insult to all the sports teams, even though, shortened season. Just say shortened season. That's about it, because of the pandemic and all. But I say a championship is a championship either way. Whether you play 162 games or 80 games or what, who knows for sure. So, doesn't matter. All right, then. That's all the time we have on this episode. episode 932, Raw ThunderDome season premiere recap. And I will see you guys on episode 933. I want to try to keep things moving to get 1,000 episodes. All right, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.